Hello everyone, my name's Tim. I am the Silver Coder, and in tonight's video we're going to look at an age-old problem dealing with defensive programming and email addresses in particular. And this comes about because of something I'm working on currently in a particular job, and it got me to think about what I have been reflecting on things in many years as a developer. So buckle up and let's get started, shall we? Now, it could be if you were, let's say, writing a new application and you have been asked to, hey, I just want you to be able to output your reports to email, and I want to go to a set of email addresses, and you're going to say, sweet, I can do that quite easily. Well, here are some of the issues that you may get into. Firstly, I have seen people put like notes into an email address, like, I don't know, Fred's barbecue on the weekend. Although that wouldn't be the actual note, you get the idea. I have seen people end an email address with a full stop. I have seen people put a phone number into an email address field. None of these, by the way, are helpful if we want to have a function or a program that will perform the function of outputting a report to email. So, and the thing to keep in mind is that when it doesn't work, it's going to be seen as your fault because the report didn't work. And it doesn't matter why it didn't work. The fact that the recipient didn't receive the report when they wanted it is going to be, let's say, a fault of the program. So what can be done about this to reduce the chances of it becoming again your fault? Well, you can, if you want to look, there's two parts to this particular problem. One is that you can, check the input, that the user provides you to make sure that, it is a valid email address, for instance. And I guess the however to this is, I have seen many cases where a person will go into a database and insert their own data through, let's say, SQL statements. Whether they should or not, it doesn't matter, because the fact that they can, they will. I'm not saying it's every customer does this or every person. It's just what can happen. So, and there are things but there are things that can be done to minimize the likelihood of a problem occurring. So if we were to move on from the just checking the input to making sure we're putting the right information into the system, let's look at it from the other side, where we might want to handle this request of outputting an email to a report, or sorry, to outputting the report to email. So what we can do is to introduce guard clauses. We could log errors. We could use try except blocks as well. In case the component which we're using to send out an email, raises an exception, we want to make sure that that does not interfere with the ability to generate other reports, etc. So here is now, by the way, in this check email address function we have here, let's just say at the simplest level, you could say that, and by the way, this is not the solution, before people come writing in the comment section saying you got it wrong. So we're going to look for, and this will be the laziest way we could do this, shall we say. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that, and at least this function here would stop a user putting in something like a phone number or a note, for instance. but you know, the user could still put in something like A at B, and it will think it'll be perfectly happy with that. In another video, you know, probably in the next couple of days, we're going to flesh out this particular function here to something that's half decent, and go from there, shall we say. Of course, there is only so much you can do, but again, the more you do to reduce the chances of errors, the better off you will be in the long run. So now let's suppose now this is an email. Let's do an address list. Well, okay, this could be an address list here, but for the sake of the demo, this is just going to be a single address here. So what we could do here is, let's suppose that we did something like, we could do this. If we could log some sort of error, let's just say here, let's say invalid, and so we can show the user, we might do something like, whoops, hang on, just lost that. Oh, there we go. Go down to there, and then we could exit here. Let's I don't want to get an error here, so we're just going to go here and okay, so at least now we have a little bit of checking, you know, in regards to the function to check the email address, and if there's something wrong with it, we can say it's invalid. Similarly, we could do we could say something like here as well, if a address we could say here missing email address, and let's just go to here like that. And then now you can, we could, let's say at this point here now, assume we would have a valid email address or email addresses to work with, and we can now go ahead and write that report to file and then send it out via email, and everyone is sort of happy. Well, let's just go one step further here, and why don't we now, if this were a function that gets called, let's say from the, let's say some sort of routine that generates many reports, you may want to do it that way. You could do this, you know, let's say in the calling function, saying problem generating this particular report. I'm not going to tell you how to do that part, but all I'm saying is that despite all of our checking we may do here, something can still go wrong, and in which case it's helpful to be able to capture the error and to somehow let the user know. Now when we do, now it just sort of, for instance, this particular log error function, it could be writing something to the database so they could look at a log for a particular report that they wanted to generate. It could be a text file. You know, that part right now is, let's say, I don't want to say irrelevant, but you know, it's outside the scope of this particular topic right now. So because the main thing here is what we're wanting to do is we are adding in some guard clauses here to validate what we're working with, and using some exception handling as well to capture something going wrong. Actually, let's just say here we could problem sending report as email. And then you've got this little bit in here, whatever that may be doing. So immediately now that simple request to I just want to be able to send out a report via email becomes a larger task, shall we say. So just keep this in the back of your mind. We're going to be doing some more videos on defensive programming, and until next time, I hope this one has been helpful for you, and if you do like it, don't forget to like, and if you want to share it with your friends who may be able to benefit from this, you can share it with them, and hit that notification bell if you would like to receive updates on my videos when they're coming out. So got plenty of new stuff coming up in the next few weeks, so stick around for those, and until next time, bye for now, and I'll see you later. Bye.